What's going on, guys? No Guides here. Welcome back to another tutorial. Now in today's video we're going to go over the new power shot, but before I get on to it, I just want to say this video does contain footage from a product in development and is not reflective of the final product. Things like gameplay, content, tuning and assets and play ratings may differ in FIFA 23. Now, the brand new mechanic in FIFA 23 called a power shot. Now, I think this is a new mechanic that we've all been waiting for, an ability to increase your long shots and your shots towards goal. And as you can see, I recreated a famous Ronaldo goal against Porto that I'm sure you all very much know. And this does very much have devastating effect if used correctly and in the right hands. I'm going to go through a tutorial, show you exactly how to do it. I'm also going to show you some gameplay tips and examples. I'm going to give you some top tips to help you get this because it's quite hard when you learn in the beginning. And I'm also going to show you how to perfect it as well. Okay, so how do you do the power shot? Now it's quite easy. I'll slow down this clip for you. You press the L1, the R1 button and the circle button. If you're on PlayStation, if you're on Xbox, it's LB plus RB plus the B button. So just L1, R1 and the shoot button. Now it has replaced the controls for the low driven shot, but don't worry, I'll show you how to do that at the end of the video. But this has now replaced that. So L1, R1 and shoot. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Now the main key thing here is, guys, is that you have to use your left analog stick to aim the shot. That's what gives you that boost. What it does, it gives you the power in your hands, in your fingers in fact, or in your thumb should I say, is that you can actually manually aim your left analog stick precisely of where you want the aim to go. So if you want to aim it into the left hand side, you move your left analog stick to that hand side and you'll get it into that direction. And of course it makes it harder for the goalkeeper to save it when using the power shot. I would say it's really good from shooting from distance and when you are in a guaranteed goal situation when there's no one around you. That's the key, because if you don't aim it properly, not only will you miss, it does take some time for the shot to actually wind up. So do bear that in mind. If you do want to get better at FIFA 23, I do have a FIFA School Series, but just before you skip ahead, what if I told you if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money? I can say that because I've been running my paid advanced in-depth FIFA School Series successfully for many years and thousands of others have joined already and still stay on. This is for all levels of those that want to improve on FIFA, and you won't find these videos on my YouTube channel. These videos are a progressive systematic learning system that teaches you everything from the core mechanics of FIFA to the meta, so you can get better at FIFA as a whole, not just this game, with examples and explanations that go beyond the scope of YouTube videos. With new videos coming out every single week, these videos also adjust to recent updates and patches so you can stay up to date. So come join thousands of others in a mature audience community for those looking to get better. Patreon.com/NilGuides, link is down below in the description. Now when you join, we already have a library of hundreds of videos that are specifically made for both new gen and old gen, with new videos in FIFA 23 getting added every single week. We also have an additional group coaching as well that we started this year due to high demand and high request. And don't forget, guys, it's a money back guarantee, so if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money. That is the Nil Guides guarantee. Anyway, link is down below in the description, patreon.com/NilGuides. But anyway, back to the video. Now it can be performed by any player on the pitch, so there's no skill move requirement. This is very beneficial, especially for those that are starting Ultimate Team. If you do start with the lesser or the weaker players, you can make them more powerful, especially in front of the goal, using this power shot mechanic. Now one thing I would say is the shot attributes are also somewhat important. The shot power and finishing is the most important inside the box, and outside the box it's mainly the long shots and the composure stat. Now as I said to you, if you have a player that's got better stats, it's going to be easier for you to get the speed and accuracy of the shot. If you've got a weaker player, it's going to make it a bit more harder. You can also do this first time as well, but let's go on to the top tips that I can give you inside the game. Now the first top tip I want to give you is the camera actually zooms in when you do the power shot. Now, this is very, very important for you, for those that play at a high level, because when the camera zooms in, you know when your opponent is doing the power shot as well. So when you do the power shot, as you can see, the camera zooms in automatically, then it zooms back out again. Now you can turn this feature off. You can see, for example, like here, if I go into the settings, go over to this tab, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you can turn off the zoom in function when you do the power shot. But I would recommend leaving it on. Why? It's because if your opponent is using it, you know that he's doing it and you can start to rush towards him or do a slide tackle. So not only is it beneficial for you to know, I suppose you can say, when you're actually doing it, but you can know exactly when your opponent is doing it. So I would recommend leaving it on because there's no negatives apart from the screen zooming in. But if you don't like it, you can turn it off. The second thing I want to say is time and space. When you're doing this mechanic, you do need time and space. You have a look at this example over here. You can see when I do it when I got players around me and the goalkeeper's coming out. Then as you can see, the goalkeeper saves it. So although I did manage to get the shot almost somewhat away, it does take too long when you're doing it in 1v1 situations when you've got people around you. So only do it when you've got time and space, when you're outside the box or when you've got loads of space, as you can see, running down the wing and shooting it towards the goalkeeper. It can be very, very effective. I would recommend, I said, using it outside the box because most people play more of a defensive style and a bit more standoffish, kind of staying towards the park the bus areas, and that gives you the opportunity to use a power shot outside the box. Now, one thing I would say when you're using this, guys, is aim at the keeper when you use this in the beginning. It's the best tip I can give you because when I first did it, I kept missing my shots. Think of this like manual shooting completely. You're basically in manual mode. So you move your left analog stick just a little bit off target. You can hit the ball towards the corner flag or hit it way past the post. So the key thing over here, guys, is to aim at the keeper. Just get your body and your fingers used to aiming at the keeper just so you know how to keep it on target. And then you can, after you've got it on target, then you can move the left analog stick ever so slightly to the left, ever so slightly to the right hand side to get it to the keeper's left or to the keeper's right. So that's my best tip. When you go into the game, when you use this, just use it and aim at the goalkeeper. Just try to aim at the goalkeeper or the center of the goal first. And the best thing of all is, guys, once you got used to that, you can also screen time this as well, which makes it even more effective. In fact, I was using this against a lot of top tier players, some of the pro players were using it against me, and it was very much effective. One thing I would say finally is the camera setting is also going to be somewhat important for you. I'd recommend a vertical camera that's very linear in the view sense. That's kind of like a straight camera, something like a co-op or a telly. I wouldn't lean towards a broadcast because the camera is angled, which makes it sometimes psychologically more difficult for you to aim your left analog stick. Okay, now let's go into the positives of this shot before we go on to the load driven, how this has replaced it. The positives, it's more effective for the lesser players. This is very important. As I said, if you play Ultimate Team, you can use weaker players to take a more powerful shot in front of goal. And a positive is the wind up, because not only is it going to be effective for you, it's most definitely going to be effective for your opponent. So at least you're going to know, especially if the camera zooms in, you can still see the animation without the camera zooming in. As you can see in Ronaldo example, you can still see with the longer wind up, but at least you know when your opponent is doing it, so you can move the goalkeeper or you can defend against it, go quicker, be more aggressive. The negatives are, of course, the aiming. Manual aiming does make it quite difficult, but it is a positive because it basically introducing a skill gap. If your aim is not that good, it won't work. So that is one benefit, that it does introduce a skill gap that you have to aim the shot manually. And the only negative is for you, as I said, if you're inside the box and you haven't got space around you, the wind up does take quite a long time. But one of the final things I want to mention is what's happened to the load driven. Okay, that's fine though. You said that this is the new controls, but does this mean the load driven doesn't exist anymore? No, the load driven still exists. What we did last year to do a load driven, you press the L1, R1 and the shoot button. They just made that now the power shot. So the question is, how do you do a load driven? Well, it's very, very simple. The shot power bar has now changed. So to do a load driven, all you have to do is hit the shot below 40%. That is it. So a normal shot works as it is, but if you make the shot below 40%, it automatically becomes a load driven shot. So if you do a finesse shot, if you do a power shot, anything of that, think of it just roughly as a general rule of thumb, anything below 40% is just a regular low driven. If you hit it above 40%, it will just become a high powered shot. So if you hit it 40% power on the dot, you're going to get a very powered low driven shot. And that is pretty much it. It's very, very simple now, and it's actually very, very easy to do. Just tap the button and you can still get the low driven mechanic. Anyway, guys, that is the power shot. Hope you really, really very much enjoyed it. I went through a lot of detail here. I would say go into the game, go use it. Remember, try to practice this in arena, I'd recommend, or in kickoff with the instant replay. Remember, L1, R1 and the shoot buttons. You can practice this, of course, in the kickoff is the best way of doing it. And as I said, don't forget, guys, the best way to learn this is by aiming at the goalkeeper. Once you've aimed at the goalkeeper, then you can start making the slight adjustments to get it into the corner or to get it onto the player's left, onto the player's right. If you did enjoy content like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take it easy, and of course, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.